Hello and welcome to this instructional video on metal detecting. Have you ever wondered what may be right under the ground you're walking on? Have you ever wondered what types of metal a detector may detect? We will cover the basics from assembling a metal detector to finding the treasure you have always been looking for. From pennies to quarters, silver to gold, metal detecting has you covered. First, we will start by making sure you have the parts you need to assemble the detector. The detector comes in three parts: the top, middle, and bottom. The top portion has the display, the middle is the extension for a longer detector, and the bottom is the coil, which is the part that is actually going to detect on the ground. Second, we will connect the bottom coil and rod to the middle extension. Next, we will connect the display rod with the middle extension. We will now wrap the coil cord around the rod. Now insert the cord from the coil to the display rod and tighten. You should have a completely assembled metal detector ready for you. It is now time to move to the next step, which is testing your detector. First, we want to push the power button to make sure that it is running correctly. A beep can be heard indicating the detector is on. Once on, the display light will light up. Second, let's put a penny on the ground to see if we get a good reading from the detector. A tone can be heard when the detector goes over the penny. Now let's try putting a dime on the ground. A tone can be heard when the detector goes over the dime. We now have tested the detector for different tones using a penny and a dime. We also know that the detector is working properly. Now it's time to go out and use it. There are many features on this particular detector, but you may purchase a detector that doesn't look like this one. The majority of the time, they are pretty similar. Once on, you are able to choose different modes: sensitivity, discrimination, pinpoint, and elimination. For now, let's focus on the sensitivity. Sensitivity allows us to turn up or down how many inches we want to detect. For this video, we will keep the sensitivity low at around 2 inches or less. So let's now focus on the discrimination. This detector allows you to separate metals and also has a custom mode to detect just what you want. Now let's test the discrimination button. This allows you to discriminate anything that's labeled at the top. This detector also has a feature of eliminating certain metals by choosing the metal type and pushing the elimination button. We have our settings set. Let's now start using that detector. Once you hear a ping, it looks like you have something. Our detector indicates that it is a quarter. We learned a good portion of the detector. We also found the 1988 quarter. Now it's time to go ahead and break down and disassemble the metal detector. We will first start by unscrewing the coil wire from the panel base. We will now unwind the wire from the rod. Now let's go ahead and disconnect the display rod from the middle rod. We will now disconnect the middle rod from the coil rod. We now have what we had when we started, a disassembled metal detector. This concludes the basics of metal detecting. Here are some of the do's and don'ts. On some of the don'ts, this pertains pretty much to the beach. Don't detect on dunes or even walk on them. Don't pick up vegetation such as sea grape and sea oak plants. Don't leave trash in areas after detecting such as aluminum and pull tabs. Some of the do's, make sure you check the weather conditions. Pick up your own trash, refill the holes after digging. Have a good flashlight as it may turn dark when you hit a good spot. And make sure you have plenty of batteries.